So today we're heading east of Portland to explore Gresham, Oregon, a city that offers a unique blend of urban convenience, natural beauty, but also an area that's a lot more affordable than Portland. Now in this video I'll walk you through everything you need to know, including the various different neighborhoods, the schools, the beautiful historic downtown area, but mainly what is it like to live here. I'll also show you some brand new homes that are being built here, and of course we'll talk about the real estate prices. So please join me as we explore Gresham, Oregon. So hello, I'm David Backholer. I'm a real estate broker and I specialize in helping people relocate to the Portland metro area. And today we're taking a look at what might be the best place for you, and that's Gresham, one of Oregon's fastest growing cities. Now, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. I release videos every week on different neighborhoods, offer you relocation tips and insider life on what it's like to live here in Oregon. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about Gresham. And we're located about 15 miles east of downtown Portland. Gresham is the fourth largest city in Oregon with a population of around 110,000 people. Now it's bordered by Troutdale and the Columbia River Gorge to the north, Damascus to the south, and it sits just west of Mount Hood National Forest. So the location overall gives you access to nature from waterfalls, hiking, skiing and camping, but you're still close enough to commute into Portland for work or fun. However, living in Gresham will mean it will save you a significant amount in property prices. Things are so much cheaper here compared to the city of Portland to the west. Okay, so before we go any further, let's open up our map and I can show you exactly where we're located, as well as show you what some of the amenities are in the near area. Okay, so we're on our map. This is our map of the Gresham and Portland metro area. So over here, Portland in the middle of the screen, this is where downtown Portland's located. Portland goes all the way up to here, and then the immediate city east of Portland is going to be Gresham, and that's what you can see outlined in this red dotted outline. So there are lots of neighborhoods in Gresham, and I think I mentioned earlier it's like the third or fourth largest city in Oregon. There's a real mix of homes and neighborhoods and styles. And we'll talk about this a lot more later, but generally Gresham's a lot more affordable than parts of Portland. Some areas can feel kind of out in the country, a little bit more spacious. But overall, it's a beautiful area. To the southwest of Gresham, you have Happy Valley, fantastic schools, highly rated. Now, there's several shopping areas and areas to go. The main kind of downtown area, the historic downtown area, is right here, right next to Main City Park. That's the park, but right along here, this is Main Street, I believe, Main Avenue, sorry. This is where you're going to find lots of cute, small, historical restaurants, cafes, bakeries, wine bars, place to grab a margarita. And I'll feature this area in my video a little bit later on, okay? And also Main City Park, that was also in my video, you'll see a little bit later on. But overall, Gresham is pretty well located. From the center of Gresham out to Portland, that's going to take you somewhere in the region of 25-30 minutes. It really does depend on traffic, but it can take you about 30 minutes to get to downtown with relatively good traffic. There's quite a lot of new construction going on in Gresham, especially kind of the southwest area. You've got Holt homes in this area. You've got Lennar homes in this area. DR Horton are building here as well. Lennar also just about finishing off a development in the Kelly Creek area. So there's quite a lot of new construction in Gresham. In fact, Gresham is one of those fast growing cities overall. And then there's other neighborhoods that have a very different feel. So The west and north part of Gresham, definitely a bit more affordable than some of the other areas of Gresham as well. Okay, so that gives you the very high level overview of Gresham. Let's dig down into a little bit more detail and get back into the main part of the video. Okay, so now we know where we're located. Now let's take a few minutes to talk about some of the neighborhoods because they each have their own vibe and amenities. Let's take a look at some of the most popular ones, starting here in Kelly Creek. Now this is located on the east side of the city. It's known for where you'll find some of the larger homes and the proximity to parks like the Powell Butte Nature Park. It's a good choice if you're looking for newer homes and a bit more space while also being a short drive to shopping and schools. Now, if you want to be in the heart of the action, you may want to consider living close to the historic downtown area. If you're looking for walkability, local shops, and a sense of history, then the downtown area is a true gem. You're going to find early 20th century homes, bungalows, tree-lined streets, all within a short distance of cafes, boutiques, and community events like the Gresham Farmers Market. Now, for those of you looking for a quieter, more residential feel, then Butler Creek offers larger lots, green spaces, and access to trails and parks. Now, on the topic of Butler Creek, I'm just going to spin around, you are going to find quite a lot of new construction going on in the area. You can just see down behind me Lennar there. I've been working on several projects in this area. Now, in next week's video, I'll be showcasing several of their floor plans across their development in this area. So be sure to subscribe to my channel, that way you'll receive that content. But for now, here's a quick 30-second sneak peek of that Lennar development. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the real estate market in Gresham. And the main thing to keep in mind is that Gresham's housing market offers significantly more affordability compared to Portland. So entry-level homes are going to cost somewhere around $375,000 and $450,000. Mid-range homes are more in that $450,000 to $600,000 range, and then larger properties are going to be upwards of $600,000, maybe around $800,000 at a higher level. And then luxury homes or custom builds, those are going to be over $800,000. Now, the average home price in Gresham sits somewhere around $475,000 to $500,000, which is much more accessible than many parts of Portland, especially those of you who want a little bit more space. Now, new construction homes can be found in the area for under $500,000. Those are more likely to be townhouses. You'll also find some single family new homes. Those are going to be around $550,000. Now, later in the video, we'll spend more time reviewing the current inventory, and I'll show you exactly what you can get for your money in the area. Okay, so changing topics, if you're an outdoor lover, then there's a lot to love about the area. Gresham is your gateway to the Columbia River Gorge and Mount Hood. In the near area, you've got the Oxbow Regional Park. This is east of here and has a wonderful river access and camping trails. And then the Powell Butte Nature Park is a perfect spot for hiking, mountain biking, and panoramic views. And then here at the main city park, which is where I'm currently located, this is right in the heart of Gresham with sports fields, picnic areas, and also the Springwater Trail. And then just north of here, you've also got just minutes away, Troutdale, and that's the start of the historic Columbia River Highway, ideal for those scenic drives, hiking, and spotting those waterfalls. Okay, so we touched on the Gresham historic downtown area briefly earlier, but I thought it might be worthwhile exploring it a little bit more as it's a fairly charming area. It centres around Main Avenue right here near 3rd and 4th Streets and offers a mix of local cafes, shops and historical architecture. Now throughout this area, you'll find a real mix of boutique shops and everything from gifts and antiques to clothing, home decor and also several local restaurants and bakeries. Now the buildings here date back to the early 1900s and the city's done a fantastic job maintaining their historical character. Now there's a real community feel with events like the Gresham Arts Festival and the holiday tree lighting events bringing people together. And also check out this gorgeous building behind me. This is the museum at the end of the main street. Now the whole area isn't just about shopping and dining, you also find public art and live music and festivals here throughout the entire year. Okay, so now let's turn our attention and talk about schools that you can find in the area. And if schools are important to you, I do recommend you spend some time looking at greatschools.org. That's a website I frequently use, and that's because there is a big range in ratings across the Gresham area. Now the Springwater Trail High School is the highest rated high school in Gresham. That gets a 6 out of 10 rating on greatschools.org. And then elementary schools have a large range from 4 on the lower end up to 8 on the upper end. So this again is going to be a topic that's going to be very specific to which neighbourhood in Gresham you choose. Okay, so before we continue, I did want to remind you that I am a real estate broker and I specialize in helping people relocate here. So feel free to reach out to me if I can help you buy or sell real estate anywhere across the Gresham area or the Portland metro area. You can give me a call, send me a text, send me an email, or even scan that QR code you see on top of the screen. That way we can set up a one-on-one Zoom call and go into detail on your specific requirements. Okay, so now let's take a little drive around the area, and then when we come back, we'll spend more time reviewing what homes are currently on the market. That way you can see what it truly costs to buy a home here. Okay, so let's take a few minutes to talk through how much it costs to purchase a home in the Gresham area. And I'm on my website, and you can see I've got the Gresham area highlighted here. Wherever you see a number, that means there's more than one home available in that area. Now, in Gresham overall, there's currently 263 homes listed in this area. I'm going to scroll in a little bit so you can start to see what some of the prices are going to be. Now, what you'll find is that single family homes, they're going to start off in that low 400,000 range. The larger homes are going to be over 700,000, but most homes are going to be in that range. Now, you can find brand new construction, brand new townhomes, and I'll cover that off in a little bit, for around 400,000. Now, DR Horton have some homes in southwest Gresham. They're right around that $400,000 range, $400,000 to $420,000. You've also got Lennar, another new home builder, similar location in that southwest pocket of Gresham. homes are going to be around $430,000. You've got other new construction homes in this area around, for single family homes I should say, in the low 500,000 area as well. So LGI, another home builder in this area. And there's also several, Taylor Morrison for example, several other developments happening. So there's a lot of new construction happening, but there's also a lot of resale. Prices as a whole are going to be between 400,000 and 700,000 in most cases. Let's take a little bit of time to see what we have available. So right around the historical downtown area, let's kind of scroll in on this one here, $390,000. This looks like it's a townhome. Remember, this is right around the historical area, a very walkable area with the kind of bars, restaurants, cafes, bakeries, kind of a cute area to be. But yeah, $390,000. This is indeed a townhome, so it's probably like this half on the left hand side. Built in 1996. 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and it's 1,746 square feet. Property taxes just under $6,000 every year. Let's take a quick look through this one here. Kind of a nice, spacious, open plan living room area. Overall, it's a good size for $390,000, and it's a great location. You're going to have everything kind of on your doorstep in this location. All right. Some of the bathrooms may be a little bit dated, but overall, you've even got a little outside terrace area as well. And it's like a 2-car garage. So that gives you a quick glimpse of what a townhouse in this area costs. Now, this is another property. This one's just west of that cute little downtown area. And this is a single family home, just under $550,000. It's 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2,163 square feet. And it's like kind of an attractive home. This one was built in 1966, a kind of a mid-century modern sort of style home, or split level style home. Yeah, very nice. This is, of course, virtual stage, but it's kind of got that mid-century modern vibe about it, I would say. Split level homes, you'll find quite a few of those, especially from the 1960s. That's a very popular style of home. You're also going to find a lot of single story homes, ones that are from the 1950s in this area. But yeah, this kind of gives you a pretty good perspective of what to get. Again, it's just a few minutes away from that main little downtown area. Nice back deck, kind of a nice smallish yard, but kind of a nice yard overall. So this one, $550,000 for a 4-bed, 2-bath, 2,100 square feet. Okay, so that was the home we just saw is right there, that top left corner, 549, and this is kind of where that downtown is in the main city park. I now want to turn our attention to a different area, Kelly Creek area, Powell Valley. This is in the south east section of Gresham. Homes here generally are kind of a little bit newer, quite attractive. I haven't seen this one, but let's target this one here, $574,000. Okay, so this one's $575,000, built in 1997. So this area of southeast Gresham is a little bit newer, as I was saying earlier. 4-bed, 2.5 bathrooms. It's just under 1,950 square feet, so 1,948 square feet, and it's built on 0.17 of an acre. So what you'll find in this Kelly Creek neighborhood is slightly larger homes, slightly newer homes, so late 90s, a little bit more land, and overall, this is quite an attractive area for a very reasonable price. This price point in Portland is going to be, probably $250,000 more. This is a very reasonably priced home in a nice part of Gresham. Sometimes, I will say, some parts of Gresham don't always have the greatest of reputations. All right, there are some issues in some parts of Gresham, like any major city. Gresham definitely has a few issues in some parts, but the southeast corner, a really attractive, desirable part of the city. This is a really beautiful home. This price point for something like this, that's nicely upgraded, has a nice light and bright feel, and the yard kind of is very attractive, the greenery from all these rooms. So this one's really nice, a nice property, nice big closets, good sized bedrooms overall. Really attractive rear yard as well. It's Kelly Creek neighborhood. Really is a beautiful area, kind of a top pick for me. You'll see there is some new construction going on, and then let's see what we have here. More new construction. Yeah, Lennar. I toured Lennar, and I'll actually have a video up next week on my tour of this area. But just to kind of give you a little sneak peek, homes here are in the upper 500,000s, and then there's a second development. These are all single-family homes, I should say. There's another section of Gresham that Lennar have. They're building brand new townhomes, and that's over on this far west side or southwest side of Gresham. Right where you see number 3 here, that means there's 3 properties. You can see they're in that mid to low 400,000, so 438,000 for townhomes, 3-bed, 2.5 bath. And again, I'll feature these in a walkthrough I did of these in next week's video. So if you're looking for new construction in the Gresham area in that low 400,000s to mid 500,000s, be sure to subscribe. That way you'll get access to that information when it's released next week. There's also DR Horton, a building down here as well. So I think this is what this is. Yeah, these are the DR Horton ones, and I'll have that in a future video. But these ones are properties under 400,000. So this one here, $378,000. This one's going to have an alley at the back, which is where you'll drive through in. So it has no rear yard, but a very nice, effective, well laid out floor plan. And that video on that I did as well will be out in a few weeks' time. Now, going back to kind of other neighborhoods and property prices, this area up here tends to be a little bit more affordable than North Gresham area. Let's take a look at this one here. Here's one for $249,000. It's kind of a townhouse, a narrow townhouse, and you've got kind of an attractive property right next door. So let's take a look at this one. You can see this one says brand new roof, no HOA, which to many of you would be a joy. $425,000, 3-bed, 2.5 bathrooms, 1,787 square feet, and it's quite new. 15 years old or so, 2008. So let's take a quick look through some of these pictures. Yeah, really, really nice inside. Beautiful floors. Did a nice job, good layout, nice open plan. Feels very light and bright. Yeah, very, very nice. Okay, so that gives you a quick look. But really, to summarize, there's a lot of different homes. Some, this is an attractive one. It's $799,000, which is definitely on that higher end of property prices in Gresham. You very rarely see anything go over $1 million in Gresham. There are a few homes on golf courses. There are a few homes that are a little bit wider on large lots. But as I said, to recap, most homes in Gresham are going to start off around 400,000. That gets you kind of a townhome, up to around 700,000, and maybe over that for something larger and special. But overall, a lot of properties kind of in that fairly narrow range overall.
Okay, so to recap Gresham, this has a lot going for it. It's a lot more affordable to live here than Portland. There's plenty of new construction going on in the area by several large builders, and there's some fantastic parks, trails and outdoor life. And there's also that small and charming downtown area too. Now, if you are thinking of moving here, feel free to reach out to me. You can give me a call, send me a text, email, or scan that QR code you see on the screen. Also, remember to keep an eye out for next week's video, where I'll be touring some of the Lennar floor plans here for that new construction. But for now, thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.